Hello and welcome into the Sorare Data Show. I am Andrew Lairdinho. You can find me as Lairdinho on Sorare. Strangely got an itch right on my neck as I started. Thanks everyone for coming in. We've got, who's first? KB97, Bob Franklin, and Bob Franklin again, of course, and Benna on the podium. So congratulations to the three of you. Stefan, what's up? Peter, things only getting better. Things only get better. Yes, okay. Braden says, getting my new couch delivered today, and I'm excited. I think that means I'm old, which is probably true. Did you get it from DFS? Which I learned was a furniture company. Although I think, I don't know where Braden is. Braden, are you in the US? For some reason, I thought you were. Anyway, Mike Baston, what's up? That's right. It's Friday. Hope you're outside enjoying a cold one. ZM Star, thanks for coming in. We got like nothing going on today. I did the game week preview with Harry because the game week starts tomorrow. Peter, tomorrow, Saturday, 9 a.m. for you. But yeah, we don't have much going on except, just crafting tier 1 cards with 10 essence because that's just how we roll during the Euros. Braden's in Chicago, originally from Ohio. All right. Got my couch from a place called The Dump. Well, good luck. Good luck. Jay Blaze, I just hope the Card Factory isn't the new NBA Top Shot locker room packs. I don't really know what that means, but where they constantly show off the grails being pulled while I get another tier 5 player that's 30 years old. Harsh that 30 was used as the number that clearly was like derogatory for age. Raul, what's up? John Andrews, MLS Sorare Scout. I hope to win one card for every punch away through last night. Yeah. Oh. Can we blame Bearhalter for that? Jay Blaze, I'm 38, by the way. All right. Well, that's fair. That's fair. The Card Factory is kind of a fun one, and it's just a very interesting dynamic that has kind of come up because obviously people who have gotten really lucky with getting kind of, the 2% outcomes, 5% outcomes, they get really excited and they share those things on Twitter or in Discords that they're in or WhatsApp groups, wherever people chat. And we don't really hear about the bad ones except for the random people who are active enough where they're like, oh, I did it today and I didn't get anything good or things like that. Like PSU fans 2 today crafted some cards in every scarcity and got a Bukayo Saka limited. And he was like, yeah, that's a good limited, but I don't care. And he got like a poor super rare. And like, that's what he focused on. And I feel like that's what we're going to end up seeing a lot you guys didn't see that really, because that was in kind of a somewhat private group. But there was a tweet earlier today from MPen that felt like it was a little bit of not a letdown, but a little Debbie Downer-ish. And I think he's right, which is kind of a bummer because I'm not usually on the glass half empty side of things. But the excitement that everybody has right now is really great. And I don't think people understand fully why things are so good right now. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit, at least in terms of like rewards, because it needs some understanding, particularly going into, this a little bit of a quieter period, after this. And then when the new season comes along, oh boy, are there going to be some surprises. Anyway, Mike Basson said, the sun's out here today, so I'm wearing a nice hat. Want to guess what type? A sombrero. That's what I'm guessing. Mike said, if only these success rates applied to reward boxes seem different schemes applied. Yeah. So let's go into the reward part first, because people have also been getting some really good rewards. Like people are happy with their rewards, and that's great because people being happy about their rewards is a good thing. But it's also important to understand why the rewards are pretty good right now. And this will be more of a lesson in how the rewards work on Sorare that will then explain, hopefully, why things look good now and then subsequently why they might not look as great soon. So the reward pool is basically a gigantic list of players. And generally, it's the list of players whose leagues or whose teams are actively playing right now. And so when we have like the kind of the early part of the year, once like MLS and J League and K League come back, like Challengers just packed and Contenders is packed because we have all the European leagues going and all the America leagues going and all of Asia. And so there's this gigantic prize pool or list of players that can be in the prize pool. And the way that the prize pools work, the way that the tiers work is that they're just a certain percentage of the total list. And so when you have 10,000 players on the list and the top 1% are in the star pool, I don't remember what the exact breakdowns are for each tier. It doesn't even matter. But basically, when you have 10,000 players on the list and the top 1% are stars, that's obviously going to have a larger number of players it can choose from, as opposed to if there were 100 players on the list. And basically, when there are fewer players in the total possible prize pool, we have fewer players available for each tier. And so what that means is that when 2 months ago we had potentially 100 players that fit into the star pool, and now we have 10 that fit in the star pool. And again, these are just like easy numbers to understand. Then the players who were formerly stars get pushed down to tier 1 because it's like, oh, there are just fewer players. And so the reason why the pools look so good right now and why people are like, wow, this guy was a tier 1 and I just got him for a tier 3 or a tier 4, it's because they're only counting players who are in Euros or Copa if you're playing those special competitions, and even in All-Stars like those and just a little J League, K League, and MLS. And so the reward pools feel boosted, but they're not. It's actually the opposite, is that there are significantly fewer players available on this list. And so when you take 1% of a smaller number, it's a smaller number of players. And so what will happen starting next month is more players will be added to the pool because we start getting leagues that come back that they have deals with, Jupiler, Superliga in Denmark, and Croatia. And so all of a sudden there are more names that are available on the list, and therefore each tier will get a little bigger. And subsequently players that were now tier 3s become like tier 5s tier 5s then move up. Sorry. And so it's good right now. And we just need to understand why it won't feel as good later. And I think one of the interesting things about all of this card crafting right now is it does seem like all of the cards being crafted are like Euro players. I don't think people have won much from Copa. So there's not much like Copa essence. But the pool of players is very small right now because it's just players in Euros. And I believe they are crafting players whose teams have been eliminated, at least. But the tricky part of all of this is that everything looks really good right now. And I think a lot of people are kind of misunderstanding I don't want to say misunderstanding, but maybe like misrepresenting to themselves what they're getting. And so people are like, wow, I got like Nep got Joey Veerman for like I think he called it like a tier 4 or tier 5. And it's like we need to do a better job of explaining like the threshold levels and understanding like what the percentages that you would get a card like that. And I think there are people who are running hot, who are, getting that 5% or whatever the numbers are. I guess I could just pull them up if I wasn't so lazy. But and then subsequently, when somebody gets one that's really good, they want to share it with everybody. And so we see it. And so now people who haven't crafted cards yet are like, oh man, this looks really good. And when they go to craft a new season card in August or September and they get someone terrible, and they're like, what the hell? I thought everybody got really good cards. And it's like, well, by the time you crafted your card, there were so many more players available to be chosen, which I think is one of those interesting gaming decisions that we have to make right now of, do you craft a card knowing it will never be in season? Or at least for the most part, or do you just wait and get a new season one, but obviously the prize pools won't be they won't feel quite as stacked. Is there like an essence? Here we go. Let's see if I can find the specific breakdowns of, no, heaven forbid it was in this one. How is this scientifically possible? Oh boy, we're back to that. Anyway, let me see if I can catch up on the chat. KB said, saw the tweet, but honestly, Essence is great right now because you probably only win Essence from those comps and the prize pools are containing only those cards. I don't know why people would be raging in August. So people are raging in August because they don't understand that. Like, we understand that, but a lot of people won't. It's the same people crying about players losing value in April. So like that happens. And I don't think it's necessarily that those people are wrong. They're just here we go. They're just ignorant, unknowingly ignorant in the sense that they just don't know. Not that they're like avoiding it or they're like spiteful against it. They just don't know. And so when you don't know something like that, and then it becomes a negative experience for you and you just go online and blame everybody for it, and it usually doesn't help when people are like, yeah, you should have known that, even though it's true. So yeah, like people are getting, I think it was, did he say yeah, so I don't remember if Nep had 20 or 50 essence, but he basically got a Veerman. I think Veerman is a tier 2 now. It's possibly he's a tier 3. So like a 10% outcome, like that's really great. But like it happens. It's not like it doesn't happen. Pretty coincidental that it happened to like literally the guy who plays Sorare with the largest following on social media, but whatever. It's great. It was great. I also think they need to do a better job of showing the club, because when I saw, so he won Veerman, but he guessed it was Reinders, even though there was a PSV logo, but the PSV logo is a little hidden. But I will say the animation looks great. Like there are going to be some really fun videos out there of people opening or, crafting their cards. And it's exciting. If you are somebody who has done this and had a video of it, I think Haber is trying to put like a bunch together, which would be really fun. And if there's anybody who understands the value of, or the interest in people opening packs like this, it's Haber. So send those along to him. Jamie said, I got a 34-year-old Danish and Brentford rotation player. They are definitely rubbish being pulled too. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Bob said, only good rewards are Euros and Copa, good players playing. Contender was terrible this week because less teams and not as many good players, which is possible. That's, yeah. Dream of Live in. How will there be a strategy show to build a gallery for the new season with X amount of money? We haven't discussed it, but I suppose we could. I think the difficulty is we really have no idea what the prices are going to be for new season cards. And I think that it's generally a conversation of, do you play in season? And the answer is yes, but it's also like, it depends. And so we're in that weird spot. So, I mean, we can do something like that, but I'm just not sure how effective it is as content, because we really have no idea what the prices are going to be for these new season cards. We all kind of assume it's going to be a lot, but I don't know. And I think it's really difficult to tell somebody like, "Oh no, you just play classic," because in season is going to be expensive. Because like, what happens if it's just not that expensive, and then you spend all this money on classic? It's a weird waiting game. Like, So Rare is in this very strange position right now, meaning the platform is, because it is a bit stagnant, except for crazy people like me who keep adding cards for collections. But specifically getting cards for next season, unless you are adamant that you are only going to play classic, which is fine. Like, you don't have to play in season. But if you have any thought about playing in season, I think it's just really difficult to do it before we start seeing the cards, which not theoretically, which I believe are supposed to come. Well, they're definitely coming next month. It's just a matter of when and what they look like. So we'll see. KB said, crazy that these people themselves put less effort about what they're doing than others for them. Yes. Yeah, isn't the second one 50 essence? The second threshold? We'll see. Peter said, Sorare obviously have more info they can share, like the odds of which prize pool based on essence, odds of cards, number of cards for players available. What level of transparency should Sorare take? So we talked about that. When did we talk about that? This week. But yeah, basically that, like, we don't. Was that this week? Peter, was that with you? Yes, last week. No, I wasn't on last week. Whatever. But basically, not knowing how much essence you have from each competition or whatever feels like it's being unfairly hidden. Like, I feel like that's something we should know, and maybe we'll know it. I don't even know. It's easy for them now because it's like, oh yeah, it's all euros copa or euros essence, and so like, where it's coming from, but it doesn't feel fair to me to think that people should be crafting cards with like no realistic knowledge of their chances of getting whatever they get. And so I think they should tell us what like what the breakdown is of our accumulated essence, just so that we can make more informed decisions, because it is known, like they know it. And I don't see the benefit to So Rare for hiding that from us. And not to say they're hiding it, but just like they're for not showing. What's this question from Surface? Hold on here. Do we think that the team has accurately calculated how many people are apt to hold onto their essence for new in-season cards? Feels like most people are doing that, and I wonder if they realized. So I don't think. I mean, I've seen more people craft cards now than I thought they would, and so it kind of I'm like shocked how many people are doing it. And the best was even on Nep's video, which he tweeted today. If anybody hasn't seen it, you can just find it at Nepenthes on Twitter. Good Twitter follow. Anyway, everyone should follow him. But he was kind of like, should I hold for the foot? Nah, let's just craft. Like the nah, let's craft should be a shirt, a So Rare shirt with that line. Nah, let's craft. And the I think a lot of people are doing that because it's fun. And so I have no idea how many people are like holding on to their essence. Like, I've accumulated 9 limited essence because I didn't play the Euro competition. My Copa lineups have been dead. And so I'm not winning anything other than from Rivals, which is a game I always have loved and have played forever and will always play. And so I don't know how many people are like holding on to it. I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, who knows? Who knows? But I think there is a possibility that people are using it now because they know that they have Euro essence. And as soon as it starts to get a little mixed up, I wonder if people will hesitate because they don't necessarily want to end up with challenger card if they primarily play champion, but they also, have more challenger essence. I don't know. Cameron said, "Hey, Laird, looking forward to using my new Midland stack next season. Who is a player to watch out for next season for them?" The two that I'm mostly looking out on is Emiliano Martinez, if he stays, and Aral Simsir. Those are my two favorite players. Erwan in the house. What's up? So just like this, I don't have the patience to hold the essence, so just spend it. Yeah, like I think a lot of people are going to do that. Service said, "I'm holding on to mine. Mine will start getting mixed up next game week, most likely, so there isn't that consideration anymore." Are they doing essence in Challenger like now or Contender? What's next week? Challenger, yeah. Are we sure about that? Yeah, I don't think they're doing essence in Challenger or Contenders yet. I think it's still just Euros, so there shouldn't be any mix-up. So so I think it's not until like the new season launches Surface that we'll get essence in the regular ones. Rube said they are. Is it in the prize pool? Let's see. Come with me here. Challenger, Contender, Rare. Let's see. Boxes. I only see level ups. I don't see any essence here in the boxes. So I don't think we are. Like it just doesn't. Yeah, I think it's waiting until after the Euros and Copa. Maybe it was Andy who's no, yeah. Maybe it was Jimmer. It was Jimmer. That's who it was. Jimmer was the one who said we would appreciate the breakdown of essence per competition. Service says we'll have to think about it more, getting close to the third threshold. Is that what we called it? Rivals boxes have it, don't they? Oh, maybe you're right. Not in the main competitions though, and you can only get limited essence in rivals. And so Surface so what Jimmer was kind of saying, and I think it kind of applies to you as well, is that if you are somebody who has like a huge gallery, taking a chance for like a tier 3 isn't worth it. Like that card doesn't really move the needle for you. And like, not to say a star doesn't move the needle for you because it moves it a little bit, I guess, but like it seems so much more beneficial for you to wait. But again, it's one of those things that if you wait, then theoretically you're accumulating enough by the time the new season starts anyway. It's another fun dynamic in the game. I love it. Always have since day one. So yeah, I just don't have it because I haven't been playing the Euro competition at all. But it is what I mean. That was just my own budget and why I did it. So it's just I think the tough thing for Sorare right now is they want people to be really excited, and people are really excited. And that's great because you want the community to be really excited, particularly during this time of the year where like it's usually pretty quiet. And so people are really excited. And my worry is just like when it doesn't feel like this is reality. That when regular competitions return, it's going to be much harder to get these great cards at these levels. And Sorare have the ability to kind of set these expectations, and it feels like they are setting the expectation of people being really excited. But what happens when we don't get excited? And I'm not saying like everything's going to be bad. Obviously, there are going to continue to be great cards to be distributed, but it just seems like we're seeing a lot of what feel like outliers right now because of the way that the prize pool is set. And I'm not sure it's not like Sorare should be then throwing a bunch of like crappy cards into the factory, I guess. And so but we need to be prepared. Mike says, "Spend your lessons live now. Do it for the community." I don't have enough to um, to craft a card. Do it for Finster. Hashtag essence for Finster. Is he still last? I feel like the benefit, like what the whole community wants, is for Finster to not finish last in that group. Let's see, but he's 200 points back of 19th place, which is a bummer. Oh well. So yeah, I just wanted to go through that today, because it's like sometimes you need to have. They're not like uncomfortable conversations, but sometimes we need a dose of reality, and that's what it is. That's what this is. KB said, "I absolutely want him to finish last, but get the Zidane experience and a jersey." That's a good point. Maybe we do want that. Maybe that is hashtag justice for Finster. ZM Star said, "He's dead in the group, but I want to know every time he wins a box from Sean." Like they take it from Sean's box cabinet, whatever. But yeah, well, I don't know. I haven't won a box yet not from like leading my groups, but we'll see. Anyone out there actually getting ready for the next season? I keep acquiring cards that aren't going to help me at all, but it's fun. So really got the collectionist. Can you get Finster on? I want him to know the community is behind him. I would love to. I really should have Maddie Sorare on too. Maybe we can make that work. I don't know. Finster was in Germany, and so because he was at the last France game, because he shared with his whole group that Griezmann was coming on, and they were all able to make a sub for Griezmann, but apparently he's not helping them at all. KB said, but then I crafted a Gundogan and could buy another Euro goalkeeper to field the third team. Oh, there we go. There we go. Cameron said, I'm looking for U23 goalies. I have two of them. One of them I don't really love. The other one has never played a game, but he's apparently going to play this year. Toby said, have my Swedish cards almost set up in prep for Nations League, and I'm slowly working on U23 for the fall. Harry Trades keeps trying to get me to play U23. I have a couple cards. I don't have that many. I actually have a bunch that are leaving, which is kind of a bummer, meaning they're aging out. But I don't have anything like, I don't know. I really struggle with U23 because I don't want to do the work to find those guys. And then I could always just take the lazy route and get the well-known ones, go pick up a Musiala and a Verts. I say that like I can just pick those cards up, but you know what I mean? Oh, just get Jude. Like, oh, okay. I used to play U23. I just never really loved it. Boston Sean up to 65 essence. Let's go, Sean. Way to be. Way to be. Like, is U23 fun? You know what the biggest problem that I had with U23 when I won is seeing guys that I knew were not going to play for a while have like significant value. Like I put more value on winning cards that I can use than ones that I can sell. And so like I've won like good cards before, but if they just like didn't quite fit my gallery, I sell them. But I prefer to get cards that like can help me win more. And a big problem with the U23 thing is like, oh, this kid's going to be great in 3 years. And it's like, I don't want to wait 3 years. I don't play this game to wait 3 years, 2 years, 3 weeks. But we'll see. Toby said, I think the best play for U23 is to do it almost exclusively challenger and contenders players. Like, I think that's reasonable, but like some of the best ones are champion, and that's sort of the problem. Like, going down this list, like Calafiore is champion. I'm going to skip the guys who are losing. Is O'Reilly still U23? Oh, he is. All right. So O'Reilly, if he stays, but then there's like Jude, Cole Palmer. Like you can get some of these guys, but like, I don't know. Feels like you're missing out on like the best guys. Obviously, those are the ones you're trying to win. Cameron said, I like the fact every card has the potential to be a beast in the future. So the problem is that they might be a beast after their U23 expires. And then it's like, what did you get? What did you, and it's not everyone. Server said, rewards question. Would you rather win a rare tier 3 or would you rather win 100 essence? I think I would rather, that's a great question, because the essence, 100 essence gets you the possibility. I mean, yeah, you 100% take the essence in that situation. I'm sorry. For some reason, I thought the odds were different. Like, yeah. Like, the real question is, would you rather a tier 2 as opposed to the 100 essence? Like, tier 3, you have a 50% chance of the same card and a 50% chance to get one better. So if the question was like a tier 2, it's still 50%. You still take it. Yeah, you definitely still take that. 50% chance of tier 2 or better. So I guess the real question is a tier 1. Would you rather a tier 1 or 100 essence? Because a tier 1 is a tier 1. The 100 essence is a 14% chance at a tier 1, but a 4% chance at a star. I mean, I guess you could do 50%. Maybe it's a 50%. Tier 1, yeah. It's a weird spot because yeah, that one's a weird one. Server said I mean 50 essence. All right. So what was it? Tier 3, yeah, or 50 essence. So you get a tier 3 or a 50% chance of getting a tier 4. But also a 27% chance. No. Sorry. 16% chance at something better. That's a good one. Like Surface, in your situation, you should absolutely take the essence. Particularly because you can stack that essence with other essence. Like right. That's KB said 50 essence and just save it. Yeah. Like it's definitely the essence. Tier 3 only gets you that card and the value of it. But 50 essence can actually help you get to the 100 essence and the 250 and the 500. Yeah. I'm excited to start winning essence when all of my cards are back. It's such a big draw to play classic because of essence. Surface said I would take the tier 3. Why? What's the reason to take a tier 3 over 50 essence? Just worried about the 50% chance of a tier 4? Cameron wants to burn cards for essence. Think of all those cards, though. All those burn cards. I think the only way they do that is make it prohibitively expensive. Like 50 tier 5s for 10 essence. It just does. It's not worth it. I don't think they want people to burn cards. Ever. Toby said almost JPH and Evian time. I'm not even going to read the rest of it because it's negative. Both dual hundreds. That's what I need. Please. It's what we all need, right? They on One Football today? I didn't even look, to be honest. But I was more excited about that match than any Euros or Copa. Obviously, no Euros today. But when is the next game week? Like, I know it's tomorrow, but then what's the next one after that? Thursday? Does it start? hate having to constantly check. You'd think I just wrote it down, but I didn't. Let's see here. Game week 5. That's where we're going into. Oh, yeah, Thursday. Oh, July 4th. Great. Great. Nothing like Independence Day in the United States where we're all off to have to set my lineups. I guess I'll do it the night before on the 3rd. And then Thursday to Tuesday, Tuesday, Friday, Friday, Tuesday. Oh, then it's back to normal. Peter, we're almost there, although it's still 1 hour early. I knew Peter would be excited about that. July 4th. But this is the last one, Peter. Saturday, and then we go, Thursday. So it's really not till game week 7. We go back to the normal days, but 1 hour early, and then we'll switch it back for game week. What did we say we were coming out? 498 is the first one after that? I don't know. I do like all the people who are like, see, you can move the deadline easily. And now we start getting back into the late swap or whatever, the rolling locks. Would you rather have a star rare or 750 essence? See, Surface, you can't even have 750. You can have 550. I would rather a star. Unless you can't have 750. So I would rather a star than 550 essence because I'm using 500 essence to get that star. So yeah, I want a star. But yeah, you can't go above 550, and the last milestone is 500. Milestone, that's the word I keep forgetting. I kept calling it threshold, but we know that's a dirty word here. Peter said, what if the star is the goalkeeper, the guy in 271? Who was the goalkeeper who won in 270? Or was it that Juan Carlos? Who 270 limited Thibaut Courtois? That's what I'm seeing here. That seems fine. Or was it rare? Well, there we go. It was some 96-cent card. Wasn't that yeah, they fixed that though. They fixed it. Don't worry. Progressence bar. Hell yes, Rob. KB said the essence impact is so crazy. 2 weeks of mediocre lineups got me just enough to craft players, usually in tier 2, tier 1 prize pool. 4 weeks ago, that would have gotten me a few level ups. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. Server said, wait, they said you can't have more than 550 essence, so you have to stop opening rewards if you get to 540, go cash out, and then go back to opening boxes. They did say you cannot accumulate more than 550 essence. Yes. They did say that. And ZM Star, yes, they did fix it. The guy got, excuse me, an Odegaard, Martin Odegaard, instead of Juan Carlos. Toby said, essence is fun, but much like Peter said right after it dropped, it doesn't seem sustainable. And no limit on box. Yeah, I don't think there's any limit on boxes right now. Mike said, I think anything you win after 550 isn't added to your balance, so it's lost. Yeah, no, I think unfortunately, if you're in that situation where you hit 500, you have to use it before you can, 550, you have to use it before you accumulate anymore. And if it's in a time where like you don't want to use it, then you're kind of stuck because you're stuck not only with the essence, but also with your boxes because you don't want to potentially get any more essence because it's just lost. But I think it's going to be one of the dynamics of the game of, yeah, you're just going to have to wait. Sorry for you winning so much essence. ZM Star said essence will be sustainable when the real tier 5s are in the pool, which is, yeah, I mean, maybe. I think the difficulty is that the idea of forecasting what Sorare player managers are going to do in terms of like waiting on their essence or waiting for the new season or whatever is just, it's impossible. It's just really, I don't know. Toby said you got to plan to use essence. You got to plan essence use earlier. Use the 101 before 250 or use the 251 at a timely spot before 500. Yeah. To try and time the 500. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to be anything that I don't think it's anything you can plan because you can't be like, oh yeah, I'm going to win 20 essence this week and 80 this week and then 0 this week, but then I'll get 40. Like, we don't know. You just have no idea how much, because the only way you get it is in boxes, and it's just like a percentage chance of getting it. And so there's no planning to it other than when you get to a specific, when you get to a threat close to a milestone, then theoretically you can say, all right, in the next few 2 or 3 game weeks, maybe I'll get over that milestone. And if I don't use it, well, you can use it. Like, you can continue to accumulate as long as you're not at 550. And so maybe you wait, but I don't think people are going to be winning essence as fast as people are not going to be winning essence fast, but I think there will be at some point where you're like, oh, it just took me 3 months to get 100. Can I get another 100 in the next 3 months? Maybe. And then you get up Cecina, even though you play champion almost all the time. But that one time you played contender, because I don't know why. Because your U23 contender lineup didn't quite work. And so you went into contender and it smashed, and then you won essence. Sorry. Yeah. Hey, we'll see. Cameron said, I have no card utility at the moment, so only essence I'm getting from rivals. Might be the case for many at the moment. That's me. The only essence I have is from rivals. And including the one where they, like, from the Germany match that was messed up, like when the site went down or something. We'll see. I don't think it's anything that we're really going to have like regular conversations about, because like the accumulation time and speed is just different for every user. So I think like we'll talk about it, but I don't think it's going to be something regularly discussed. Other than people being like, this is my balance, should I do it? And then people will say like, yeah, you totally should. And then they'll do it and they'll get a bad card and they'll blame everyone else. Or the opposite, they hit big and they're like, thank you so much, can't believe that. And then they go subscribe to that person's Patreon. Sorare essence. What else you guys got? Feels like it's been a weird week content-wise. Essence strategy show. I feel like we've already done a couple, but until it's like really in practice, I don't know. It does feel like a bunch of people are just doing it now to YOLO. But like Nep got that Veerman and immediately sold it. So like that's what you can do for sure. I think a lot of people will do that if they get champion cards and don't play champion. You're just like, really, I guess it's anything. Like, he didn't have a need for a Veerman, so he sold it. But surely there will be people who craft cards and actually like what they get. Not that he was upset about getting Veerman, but just, yeah. Toby said, I haven't started my line of predictions yet. I'm dreading it. Toby, I'm done. I got all mine in. Toby's, oh my gosh, I missed one. Yeah, get him in. I'm excited to see how many people keep this going. The lineup projections, because obviously the rewards right now are really fun, and the it's been like the lineup projections are such a benefit for the community if they're done well, and it feels like they have been done pretty well for this tournament, and I would love to see people keep going, not in Europe and Copa, but like when club football returns, other than the ones that are playing right now. Obviously, Deke is doing a ton of work with the MLS ones, but I would just love to see more and more people contribute to these because it's one of those community things that we do that helps everyone else. And it's just good to get more valuable information out there for all of us. Nobody loves seeing people complain about DNPs or hearing people who missed out on something. And so there comes a time where maybe it is just better for all of us to have the best information we can. And if we can just do it on this site where we also build our lineups, I think I'd love to see it keep going like after Euros. And so, yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, so just keep it going. Just keep it going. Mike said, update us on your collection moves. Mike, I don't really like talking about myself, or at least my gallery. ZM Star said, like Costco, I pay Sorare to not be harassed. Just kidding. I suck at predictions. But if you're not good at it, then that's fine. And I think it's fine to benefit from the work that other people are doing. But I also think that if you're good at it, and why not contribute to them and potentially, win a card or two or something, like there are prizes there. You don't have to grind every single league all the time, but if you're really good at certain leagues, and I believe we're going to start showcasing people who are really good on specific teams, then why not just show it off that you're really good at it? And I realize that sounds like very corny, but like plenty of people do it. The amount of people who are willing to do this stuff for no compensation, why not compete a little bit for that same no compensation, but also possibly win a prize? Let's go. Why not? Free to enter, and you can win. Peter said, "Oh, baby, time to cook with DC United." But for real, just do it. Speaking of which, actually, so last month, meaning in May, I qualified for a card. It was May, yeah. I won a tier 5 because of I don't even know how I got it. Oh, Danish Superliga, of course, because all of these people won rewards already. I'm not eligible, but there was a clerical error and I won a card. And I'd like to give that card away. It's this guy, Fuki Yamada. I don't know anything about him. But I also know that I shouldn't have this card. Limiteds are going for 68 cents, 69 cents. I'd love to give this card away in some sort of great contest or whatever, but I'm really willing to send it to anybody. It's Guso said, ripped a 20 Essence limited for kicks because Twitter's been going crazy and got Lavro major. He's not bad. Toby, U23 utility might be a beast. Is it still? I think it's expiring. Oh, no. 2 more years of utility. So, yeah, I'm happy to give this card away to anybody who does lineup projections because that's how I got it. So if you are somebody here, a lot of people don't watch this live, so I'm willing to wait a little bit. But if you are somebody who does lineup projections, maybe even for the J League, maybe you should get this card. Again, I have no reason to have this card. I keep saying this card. This is it. So, yeah. People, please take this card and do your lineup projections. That's all. ZM Star said also, Maxime is doing very well. Enjoying the summer. It's been nice there. I don't know how the summer is in Paris with the Olympics coming up, but like I don't know if a bunch of people stay or if they go. I don't know what he's doing actually for that, but Maxime is doing well. Thank you for asking. We did see some have some big Sorare data news in terms of. Toby said, "I bet he won't disclose the clerical editor when he gets Mbappe." I would love that. The Yeah, SRR1 Erwan is leaving us, unfortunately. He's been our basically, if you have sent in a support ticket over the last 2 years, Erwan is probably the one who replied. Erwan is leaving Sorare Data, and we are picking up Zanoob, who a lot of people know from the French streaming content community. He's a very big Twitch streamer. And yeah, I'm extremely bummed to see Erwan go. I'm happy for him for his new opportunities. I'm excited about Zanoob coming on because Zanoob is really into the content game. And so I've been able to kind of discuss a few things with him already that I think the content that's going to come out from us is going to be a lot better moving forward and just kind of in different avenues. Those of you who watch this show on YouTube or somewhere else and wished it was on Twitch, it's actually on Twitch now, which is, again, it's just the same show over there. But if you just happen to like Twitch more than YouTube, you can watch the show on Twitch now. It's just twitch.tv/Sorare Data Show. And yeah, that's it. Oh, Mike Baston, send it to Finster. That's a great idea. Legitimately great idea. Maybe I'll do that. So yeah, I think we're going to have a bunch of different stuff going on. And I say this at a time where it feels like there are fewer content creators doing new stuff, which I think is kind of expected over time when, card prices go down and people aren't able to make as much money doing this stuff. So they're not quite as passionate about it. And so they, sometimes they just find time to do other things, which is okay. But this is my job. So I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Don't you worry. Toby said, would be nice to have some more like structured scripted shows, maybe once a month showing off Sorare Data features in fun ways. Yeah, I can do that. That's easy. I actually had an idea. Yeah, let's talk about it. I was going to not talk about it, but I'm not even sure I'm going to end up doing this because I think it's going to be a lot more work than I wanted to do. And I don't know if Sorare Data is the right place for this kind of content. But again, I kind of am interested in it. I think I'm more interested in watching it than like producing it. So that's a little tough. But I kind of wanted to do more like, I don't even want to call it documentary type stuff, but there's some like random things that have happened on Sorare over the last few years that I think would be fun to talk about, even with like specific cards. So this came up in my head because I saw it was when I was looking at the cards that have been fully minted, like rares that have been fully minted. And then I was looking at super rares and there was like an Mbappe 10 of 10 super rare. And then it reminded me that it was through that golden auctions thing. And it's like, maybe if you did like a 8 to 10 minute, like basically like a documentary on that card, like the story behind that card. I don't think that there is an audience for that, like a big enough audience to do all of the work that required to do it. But it is stuff that's sort of some of the things that I'm thinking of to like kind of expand on what we do. So we'll see. Zamstar said you need to be the executive producer and get a schmuck like Nep to do all the work. Yeah, maybe. Sodek said, which country do you think is most likely to keep a clean sheet in the round of 16? Why not just use the sports betting odds? What do they say? Oops. Spain. Spain, Portugal, England are the options. They all seem reasonable to me. Oh, wait. Spain, England, Portugal. Anyway, England 0-0, then they lose on pens. See, I actually think they win on pens. I don't think they need to score a goal in real time ever. Cameron said the average user won't watch or create content on Sorare. The average user won't even watch? Why not? I think Mike said Sorare was summer transfer news. I don't really want to become like a news station. But who knows? Maybe we'll see. Maybe like a deadline, although people watch real stuff like that. What was I just about to say? Man, I had something it was about content and shows. Man, losing your train of thought like that is bad when you're actually on camera. Oh, I do remember now. So one thing I wanted to talk about, and I'll finish on this because it feels like something you say when you're done. But I appreciate that all of the Sorare data shows, all of the Sorare data shows on YouTube and now on Twitch, and probably on Twitter soon, are free. And I don't really have any interest in doing like member only content anytime soon. But but I think there's kind of not even a misunderstanding, but I think people kind of ignore that the reason that we're able to do shows basically every day is because of Sorare data memberships. And Sorare data memberships fund everything that we do on Sorare right now. Excuse me, everything that we do on Sorare data. And so we have some like incredible stuff coming up in the next few months leading up to the Europe, the new season and beyond that. And the memberships pay for like all of our designers and our developers, obviously my salary. And so our ability to produce stuff like this every day and all of the videos that we do come from those memberships. And I know that there are some people who do like, who have like YouTube communities and memberships through them. I know like Harry and Quinny do those. And we don't do those because we'd rather you subscribe to Sorare data. But I feel like there's kind of this thought of like, oh yeah, they just do this all for free. And while yes, these shows are for free, they're also basically financed based on memberships. And so if you are somebody who like pays for content, and I realize that not everybody does, most people don't actually, it's why content creators make so little money. But just know that like a Sorare data membership, whether it's the monthly one or the annual one, like basically pays to have these shows. Like the reason that we are able to do shows every single day is because of those memberships. And so thank you to everybody who already is a member. It's like greatly appreciated, particularly because it allows me to do these shows every day and do more shows whenever we need them and to do these random ideas that I have coming up. But if you're also somebody who's kind of like hesitant of like whether the price is worth it for the site, just know that that membership also pays for these videos and all of these streams and allows me to take the time to develop all of the content that we do, work with the people that are our regular guests. And so I've seen like I understand that the Sorare data membership is not for everybody who plays Sorare. Like I totally understand that. And if I only had, $100 in Sorare cards, like spending another $100 for a membership doesn't make sense. Like I totally get that. At least in terms of like if you're using the Sorare data membership as the cost to play Sorare. But if you are also somebody who just appreciates content and is willing to pay for it and likes this content enough and likes it enough to pay for it, you can do that by becoming a Sorare data member. And so this is just like my quick thank you to everybody who is 57 minutes to an hour into this stream and still watching, because I think you guys are the ones who are the most passionate about this. And so I just really appreciate everybody who can see the value in what we provide and willing to pay for it and do that through Sorare data memberships. So that's it. ZM Star, I'll give my Prime sub on Twitch to you guys every month. Well, thank you very much. That's really appreciated. Maybe we'll get rich on Twitch. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, thank you to everybody for coming. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. And like I said, you can watch on Twitch if you want. You can watch on YouTube. I get the comments kind of in this this software I have. So if you leave comments on Twitch, I'll be able to see them. I can put them up. And obviously the YouTube chat is more plentiful at this point. But I'd love to see communities on both develop. And yeah, good luck with all of your lineups. Good luck with your lineup projections. And I'll see you next week.